Some of us think 5 inches is big, and
Yeah. Depends on what friend group you're in, but our friend group thinks 5 inches is pretty small.
Welcome to Joy Tactics, the podcast dedicated to all things joyful, joyous, and meeting as many celebrities as humanly possible. Hosted by Eric Rahill, Nate Veroni, and Jack Bensinger. Enjoy.
Okay, if you're just tuning in audio-wise, Nate's doing shadow punching, Eric's doing the Wim Hof breathing method, and I just ate a bunch of ice cream at 7:30 in the morning, so I'm ready to go.
All
The
right,
energy
I'm in,
is
dude.
wonderful. The podcast has begun, and
Dun, 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 dun.
damn, whoa.
Yo,
I
we
just
wouldn't
wanna
have
whoop,
to. We would not have to do all this shit if we just did cocaine on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know.
Cokeheads can just. That's what they do. They're just like they can turn it on. And
I know I don't do that that stuff.
So what's today's episode? We want to hit. People have been asking us like, we like y'all's podcast. You guys seem to talk a lot and just kind of vibe out and whatever. They're like, we want to get some news though, because everybody that delivers us news through traditional media is delivering it so badly, and we have a hunch. This is what I'm getting in my DMs. It says we have a hunch that you guys could deliver the news in an amazing way, and so
that's so weird, Eric.
Yeah.
Because I've been getting similar DMs about just regular people complaining about the news, and they're just like, "What if you guys, read off some headlines? I'd like to see your take on news media."
Nate,
Right.
that's fucking funny, because lately I've been getting DMs of all these people from basically one person from each state of the continental U.S. saying, "Hey Jack, what's up? I'm reading the news every day. It's making me want to kill KMS. I won't say what that stands for, but it's dark. Would you please take a crack at it, in a more innocently."
So to sum it up,
innocent way.
everybody wants us to dig into the news
Mhm.
and give us kind of a different fucking take on this shit, because we don't. What is a news anchor? A news anchor is just a person that reads basically,
Right.
and they look pretty.
Well, that's
and they
what
have
it is
no
today.
opinions.
But it needs to be, remember why they call it that, a news anchor, because they anchor your boat of truth to the reality of the world, essentially.
And let me remind people, because I don't know if I've dropped this fact before, but I went to a liberal arts university called Loyola University of Chicago, 2014 alumni. And I studied there I studied there so hard, and I studied journalism and
Right.
communications and theater minor. Okay?
Wow,
So-
you are the total package, Eric.
I know, dude. I mean, that's what it was so weird to be torn between two departments where like the journalism department wanted me so bad and the theater department wanted me even more badder.
It's
No.
it's where they draw on each other. It's real life draws from art draws from real life, like the chicken and the egg, essentially.
But to be honest, actually, I had a professor in the communications department that was like a hard-ass former journalist pull me aside after one of the we did like a radio news hour every morning for like 3 hours. You would like report, like do the research in the morning and then go on air and deliver it like an anchor.
Yeah.
And I just was so fucking bad at it. I would laugh every single single time I was delivering the news, whatever. And I had her
You
pull me
son of a
aside.
bitch, man. You silly, goofy son of a bitch. You're lucky you got into comedy. If comedy didn't exist, people would be mad at you, man. You're a lucky son of a gun. for
no,
that.
he would be viral on the bloopers
I know.
type
With
shit.
the
dude.
bloopers these days.
Viral? Oh, viral.
But my journalism professor pulled me aside and said, "You're not built for this, dude. You are not. You will
What?
never be."
Really?
She basically said, like, unless you get this shit
Really?
together, you will never be a serious journalist.
Oh.
Everybody else in this class takes it so seriously. And I left feeling, for some reason, I didn't even want it that bad, but I left feeling like, she's fucking right. I'll never be a journalist.
Well,
never
today
did.
we're proving her wrong.
Yeah.
And by the way, my guidance counselor in high school, she pulled me aside and said, "Hey, you're in a lot of trouble lately. You're not standing for the national anthem. You're talking back to people. And I'll put it bluntly, you've gained weight. You've gotten big. And you've gotten accepted to 0 colleges."
Jesus.
Did she say that to you?
Yeah.
Did you gain weight in high school?
Yeah, I guess I gained weight senior year, and she told me that. But
What
guess
the
what?
hell?
I did get into college after not going to college for the first year because I didn't get in. So guess what? And then I did drop out. But guess what? That depends who asks me. If I want you to think I did graduate or not, I will lie. So
the thing is, college means nothing right now, and these professors think they have such a hold over us.
Right.
They thought that they knew exactly what is in the cards for us, but guess what? Nobody checks that shit on a resume. You don't learn anything in college.
Nope.
It's pointless now. So if you're going to college, drop out right now. And if your parents have some trouble with it, just send them this podcast and tell them how credible we are and how we know what we're talking about, how successful we are in our lives. And I think that they'll understand.
One time I had a philosophy professor that I overheard making fun of me to the TA.
Why? For what?
Because I came into college thinking I was such hot because I was on Vyvanse and my brain was all addled, and I'd stay up all night like writing, like I would go way over the page limit, like write way too much, like sort of
Holy crap.
methed out. And I thought I was crushing it, and I started getting all these C- and whatever. And I heard him making fun of me, and that hurt my feelings badly. And you know what I have been doing to all my professors that underestimated me?
Drugging them.
I have been sending them the highlight clips from my 4 lines, and I think you should leave.
Wow. Dude, the
And
highlight reel
I'm not sending it
from
as myself. I'm sending it from like a sort of anonymous V for
But
Vendetta
it's like
mask
so
account.
clear.
Yeah.
It's so clear to you.
Oh,
So
dude, and I've been
you think you know what I mean.
and I've been doing the same thing. I send my guidance counselor clips from Tuning Out the News, showing them how buff my cartoon character is that I play. So that fucking shows her how big fat I got.
Yo,
I'm gonna show you how fat I am.
How fat I am, fat I
fat I
am.
am.
how does
all
that?
right.
Okay,
Well, that's TikTok for those who are Gen Z.
I'm gonna show you how great I am. Great I am.
Macklemore, that's Macklemore. Shout out to Macklemore. Basically, the reverse version of what 2016 was. When Macklemore came out in 2012, it was not a dumpster fire, but a dumpster celebration. So let's get into the news here. A beloved
Shall
man
we?
died by suicide.
No.
I don't want to
No.
read this.
No, God
Jesus.
damn. Let's see what else is in the news here. Let's see. 900 injured in
Oh, Jesus.
train crash in India. 3 trains collided.
These bears are being cut open while still alive to fuel demand for traditional medicines.
No.
I don't like
I
this.
don't. This is CNN. This is not
this
right.
is CNN too.
I don't
God
know.
damn
People
it.
like want to like watch this, you know. Like and no part of me has ever wanted to watch the news ever. Like it's always like
This sucks.
I hate the news. It sucks. Why are people even watching the news? Why do you want to know what's going on if this is what's going on? Just
Couldn't
stay
agree
in
more.
your
Good
prison
Imagine this.
of
Imagine this.
ignorance.
Let me paint a scenario. Nate, if you lived in a house and every time you opened the refrigerator door, you saw somebody shoot themselves in the fucking head inside a little tiny person in there, and they go, Nate, ah! And they fucking shoot themselves in the head. Every time you open the refrigerator, would you go back and get a little cookie? How often would you do that? You know what I mean?
No, I would
that's
starve
what the
to
news is.
death.
That's right.
Yeah,
and that's what
that's
the news is
great.
doing is they're presenting us 2 options: trauma or starvation, which comes with its own trauma. So we need to. I suggest we boycott this shit.
I'm over filling my brain with junk, and guess what? I want to lead a productive life, and this is killing my productivity because I just think about what's happening to the world all day.
Right.
Us 3 are so empathetic that we literally can't read this shit or hear this shit. It's poison to us.
And being
And Chuck Todd
empathetic-
is stepping down from Meet the Press. Are you fucking kidding me? It's
Chuck,
fucking
why?
blow
What?
after blow. It's
Why?
blow
What
after
the
blow.
hell? Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
kidding?
Why?
I'm
Why?
serious.
Why? Chuck,
They're-
Chuck,
Oh
don't.
hell no!
Well, now
Oh,
what? Now
hell
I'm not,
no,
who are
not
they going to
Chuck.
replace him with?
Oh,
There's
they're
no one like
replacing
Chuck
him-
Todd.
There's
Mm-mm.
nobody
A broom?
like him.
Hell no, I don't want to hear it. Alvin
It's-
and the Chipmunks, where are they at?
You know what I wish we could be reading instead is something uplifting, something that is some good news.
I would watch some good news.
It would
that
be
was a
great
TV
if
show.
somebody that already had that, but weirdly, there's never been something like that ever created before, where somebody was like, "Let's just have some good news," and called it that too.
Right.
At the same time,
Should we, well, let's
Do you
let's
think
do
we
a
could
little
dig up
debate
any good news?
Well, here we go.
Certainly,
Here.
there has to be.
There has
This
to be
world
some good
is-
news out there.
This
I'll
Life
tell
world
you
is
some
filled
good
with
news.
so much purity and so much amazingness that
Right.
there
There
has
must
to be
be.
something.
Ready? Hey, welcome to some good news, everybody. First story of the day. You're breathing.
Oh,
First story of the day.
Oh
You're
my
present.
God.
First story of the day. I love you.
wow.
That's 3 stories, I guess.
Here's some more good news. Unless you are leading a horrible life, you're not trapped down in a mine in 1906, whatever.
right.
As a child, the Breaker
Oh,
Boys.
wait a minute. Well, is that an angle maybe to go into the news? Is like, in good news today, you are not the person, the beloved man who died by suicide, and you are not.
Oh yeah,
going to
that's
find
a
Yeah.
good.
And
no,
you're
that
not
counts.
going to find out what his widow wants others to understand, and you're not going to hear about what happens in,
Good news.
in Ukraine.
You're not going to find out about a train crash that happened in India today. That
No, this is a
injured
workaround.
a lot of people.
This is a loophole. That's a lazy way.
Here,
Yeah,
I
we
just
wanted
found
to get some
I just
real
found a
news.
miracle website that must have been designed by God or some angels. It's called thegoodnewsnetwork.org.
Holy crap!
And literally, and the headline is not an advertisement. This is crazy. All of these companies are so greedy. They're filling these pages with ads trying to suck money from your interest in death and pain. This website, instead of an ad, whatever, it's a quote by Voltaire, the GOAT. It says, "Judge a man by his questions rather than his answers." What the hell?
Voltaire is the fucking goat.
Oh,
Who do
I've
you-
always
who do you
said
think the
that.
goat is? LeBron? Who do you
It's
think the goat
Voltaire.
is? Nope, it's Voltaire, the man who invented thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
I always thought Voltaire sounded like a Tekken character, like a Soul
Pokemon.
Calibur type character, but he was just a regular man that had a bigger brain than the rest of us. But you guys want to hear some of these things from goodnewsnetwork.org?
Please, I need it.
Okay, well, here's one. Okay, this one I don't know. This one seems a little scary.
Oh,
Astronomers discover hundreds of mysterious filaments pointing towards our Milky Way's massive black hole.
is that hair?
Filament?
I don't
Color?
fucking know what
is
that
What is
means.
a filament?
Oh,
I
I
don't-
see one. Look at this.
You see a filament?
No. This is another headline. First recorded stand-up comedy sketch from 500 years ago
No.
discovered in 15th century manuscript.
I'm
Well,
laughing
they
at what
would-
it could be.
Yeah, can we hear it? Is it
the
about
ancient,
fruit?
the ancient. I think you should leave sketch. They were probably going crazy
Wow.
back then.
I think. Wait, how many years ago?
500.
Oh, only
my
500?
God. We
That's
were
not
just
that
getting
different from
fingers and
today.
toes at that point in terms
No,
of
we
how
were
long we've been
well-
around.
No, 500 years ago, somebody was already well on their way swimming over to America. So that was probably about something relatable.
Does it say what the
not
sketch is about?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm
reading the
British.
article right
I'm
now.
British.
It says reminiscent of Monty Python's Killer Rabbit sketch in their film Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, that's
The
a funny
hunting. Oh, it's like the hunting of the hare is a rhyming burlesque romance,
What the
meaning
hell?
the frivolous is important in the serious. They're not really going into much of the
Okay.
detail.
one. So it's a burlesque freestyle about rabbits. What is it?
And they'd play this right after the fucking execution for sure. It would be execution first up, first set of the night is one execution.
I have a question.
Then you get a sketch. Then
Eric.
you get a fucking tomato stomping, whatever.
Tomato
experience.
stomping. Yeah. Tomatoes were really funny. Tomatoes were the iPhones of the first 2,000 years.
Oh,
In terms of
100%.
entertainment.
You could look at that thing, suck on it, taste it.
Suck on it, throw it
You
down
can't
your-
taste a phone.
Shoot
Or
it.
Yo,
you
you
could
want to
make it
come
taste
over
like
and
shit.
suck on some
You
tomatoes?
could throw
with
up a
me?
full tomato, spit it in someone else. So, I have a question, really sidebar, Eric.
Hmm.
You use the word execution.
Hmm.
Is there the word ecution? Is there a word cution? Why is it? What makes it X? What makes that X okay?
That's a question I've
hmm.
fucking wondered for years, dude, and I don't think anybody has the answer.
All right. Well,
Is
we'll
there
put the
a cution?
research team on it. Is
Well,
there
we'll
a
have to-
recution?
We
We'll
need
have to-
we need a 16-year-old producer on the show right now who is earning college credit, more college credit than you can imagine, even though we
yeah.
hate college.
extra credit, high school government.
Through this podcast?
Yeah. If you have a young high school student type person that's interested in celebrities, entertainment, people that are basically on their way up to becoming Netflix stars, let us know, because we do need a little help. We're basically killing ourselves over here trying to get 2 podcasts out a week, and we can use some extra hands.
I can't even kill myself. I'm so busy. All right, so here's a go. I'm on a website that's making me laugh here. This is some silly news. Okay, you want to hear this? Louisiana dog earns world record with 5-inch tongue.
Hey yo, no, 5 inches is it?
Oh, this thing looks really big when you look at it, though. Well, this feels like it could be a euphemism for something. Some of us think 5 inches is big, and
yeah. Depends on what friend group you're in, but our friend group thinks 5 inches is pretty small.
Yeah,
let's just say that, and we even think fucking 12 is small.
All right, let's move on. So, wandering llama blocks traffic on busy British highway.
Can I just enlighten the listeners to know that before we started this recording today, we all came in saying that each of us is more depressed than we've been in years.
Yeah,
and we are each going through something really not so great at the moment, and we're that's why we need this fucking good news, but it makes it hard to read when you're in a down state.
Yeah, well, a downstate is a setup for an upstate.
Right.
Being upset is a setup for being upset is a setup for being upset is a setup for a. That's something. That's gonna be something one day when I'm not so depressed that I can't think.
Keep working on that one.
All right. So a skunk reported stuck in Kentucky mud was stinky. Oh, was it?
I feel like there's one person that is submitting all of these news items to silly news, because I feel like there's a lot more silly stuff going on, but. When something silly happens, your first thought isn't, oh, I'm going to go to sillynews.net or whatever to report on this story.
Well, this is UPI.com. This is not silly news.
Oh, sorry. What does UPI stand for?
Damn, I wish I got you. This is a moment where I wish I got you with an up dog.
Oh.
But I don't know.
You could never.
I'll go to the about page.
Like that.
UPI, if I click on it. Well, it's just a website. Okay, so I went to the homepage, and it's saying suspect arrested after alleged ambush killing of West Virginia officer. Yeah, so this is not a silly website. I guess I was on the silly section of it.
Okay, I found some silly news. I found some silly news on the Good News Network. Listen to this. Memories came flooding back when dementia patient gets to relive his career in a 1960s ambulance and uniform.
Oh, that's fun. That's sweet.
That is really sweet. They got that old ass ambulance. They got him in that old uniform. And wow, World War II veteran. Much respect for that.
Much respect. I'm kind of running out of an urge to even look at the news, to be honest.
Well, that's because you're not looking at the site that I'm on right now, which is Adult Industry News. And you know that shit that you're whacking off to every night?
Not me, man. Never done that.
Well, there's a lot of people besides you that are fucking jacking off every single fucking day, and there's a lot of news associated with that, and there's millions of people that are involved in this industry, and we choose to deny it, and we choose as a society to act like it's not there, and it's not a huge growing business and entity and enterprise that is giving millions of people jobs, and that is the porn and adult entertainment industry. And they have their own news cycle.
Let's hear it.
So here's one. The all-new Davina Davis racist video. Interesting.
What?
I don't know. Some porn star put out a racist video, and
wait, is that that within the porn, or is that somebody being canceled within the porn industry?
Let's see here. It says we have a race issue in porn. That's a known fact, but today's story might be the worst one yet.
God damn it.
Is there good news within porn?
No, hold on. Here's one. Okay. Join Fleshbot at the XBIZ Miami annual swimsuit contest. Okay, well, who's Fleshbot?
It might be fun. A bot. I don't know.
Is that the person who? Isn't that the person who introduces Joy Tactics in the beginning?
Fleshbot.
That is the
Nate Verone.
You know, our robot has been asking for some skin so much. It's all metal right now, and it's been fucking sending me messages. Give me some skin, dude, please. I'm fucking cold, and I wanna hug somebody all nakedly.
Can you imagine if each one of your electronics in your house had skin on it and it could make you all warm and you could kiss on the cheek? Does a computer have a cheek? Does everything have a cheek?
I don't
If
want
it's
that. If
on the
everything
side
had
of it?
flesh on it, I would be fucking the shit out of everything
Oh,
in my
Nate.
house.
Nate.
That's the only thing stopping me from sticking my fucking dick in a window in a fucking painting, dude, is just some skin on that.
Some skiing.
If a window was skin,
If a window was skin, yeah, I'd be blowing that shit's back out. Fucking believe me, dude.
Jesus Christ, Nate. Why do you think about it? You don't think if
Hey,
a window
man.
had skin, maybe it also has feelings, and I could give it a foot
Right.
rub? Oh, let me give my window a foot rub.
That's where I'm more at. I'm more like, let me talk to that thing and ask it what it's like to be an object all frozen in time.
Well, they aren't sentient at this point. You're talking about a sentient window?
yeah, like the little toaster. You would fuck the little toaster. You're a
Well,
monster, dude.
you're forgetting.
I didn't say
the,
that.
hold on, the little
I
toaster.
didn't.
A few things. First of all, it's the brave little toaster. Don't forget the most
right,
important
right.
first name
I
of that
always
toaster
forget
is
that
Brave.
shit. Oh, he's so brave, by the way.
And second of all, well, he
Oh.
didn't even care about thunderstorms. And another thing,
Right.
what were we talking about?
I want the depraved little toaster where I could stick my dick in it and it
Nate,
my
man.
fucking dick in it
Nate.
chars it
Hey,
It's a
up.
children's
hey,
movie,
Nate,
dude.
hey,
That's a
Nate,
children's
Nate,
movie,
Nate.
man. What are
Enough,
you gonna
dude.
say next? You want the Lion King to be a paw?
No, I'm.
Don't you dare
no,
say that.
I would
Paw
never
King.
say that.
Damn.
Now
they call
we're
you the Paw King
cooking.
in middle school.
They did, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Let's get
Man.
please. Can we get this back on track? By the way, the
Yeah.
brave little toaster didn't have skin. Is that clear?
No,
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 it didn't.
no.
But it had
Alright.
eyes,
Yeah.
and that is a mucous membrane. You know what I'm saying?
And
There's
eyes
some
and-
type of human features in that thing. God, those poor. Remember the fucked up radiator in that movie?
Yeah.
So sick.
I
All
don't
those
know if
cars
I've
getting
actually seen
crushed.
that movie, to be honest.
Well, dude, that is a movie that, there are people that suffer from some type of syndrome where you feel bad for objects. Like, I had this as a kid sometimes where I would take one spoon out of the drawer to eat my yogurt or whatever, my ice cream once in a while when we could afford it. And basically, I would feel badly for picking one spoon and leaving the other one out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so-
I feel that way right now. I do feel that sadness for objects all the time. If I finish
Mm.
out a deodorant stick and I gotta throw that stick away, I'll have a fucking meltdown.
Do you
That's
think
why I'm a hoarder.
Do you think hoarders have that? Is that what all hoarders have? They think objects are having feelings?
Well,
Hmm.
they know objects. Maybe hoarding is the only real correct way to have ethics, and everybody else is sending
rotten
these things to go
individual
get
the
grinded up
trash.
to the trash. Would you
Oh
throw?
my God.
Would you throw Betty Boop in the trash if she was a real person? No.
Can you imagine the perspective of a sausage? If
All
a
right, Eric.
sausage
Eric, you wake
had
up
some
one
crazy
morning-
party.
You wake up one morning, you rub your eye. Don't do that.
I wake up one
Alright,
morning, I rub my eye. What happens?
You wake up one morning, you rub your eyes, and you turn over to look at your pets and your girlfriend, and you don't see that. What you see
Mhm.
is another giant sausage in your inside of a sausage pack inside of a fridge.
I would fucking take my little sausage gun, put put it in my sausage mouth, and say, "This is enough. I have." If I was transported to that reality, or let's say I died and that's what I was reincarnated as, enough. Because guess what? I just watched a video on how hot dogs are made yesterday. Not as gross as I thought, but still
No.
made me ill.
Hot dogs are a genius thing that are feeding many people.
Well,
God bless
let me
hot
ask you
dogs.
guys this. You kind of just brought up like past lives and that sort of thing,
Mhm.
reincarnation.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that if reincarnation exists, what do you think your next life is going to be, assuming you're a human?
Me, let me go.
Oh,
This
okay,
is something
go.
that I've been thinking about very seriously lately. And
What
it's something
is it,
that
dude?
I figured out and I cracked the code, and Eric already knows it.
What
Well,
is it?
The second that I realized that reincarnation exists, this is what I do. I go to Scarlett Johansson's house when she's having a home birth, and I look in the window and I wait for the baby to start crowning. I put a fucking gun to my head. Oh, the baby's coming out.
Oh shit!
And then my fucking soul goes up into the motherfucking stratosphere, up to Pluto, gets fucking scrubbed all down. They scrub all my shit down, scrub my soul. Whoop! I slide out the fucking the putty, and then I come out all good to go.
The putty.
And then I wake up, rub my eyes. Next thing you know, I'm sucking on ScarJo's titties. Oh, free.
Oh my god!
Go free.
Oh my god, dude. We you know what? We're in a bad place, so we're getting a little naughty this episode, and I want to ask for the forgiveness of all the listeners. Bear with us as we go crazy.
You sick fucking bastards. You like it, you fucking sick fucks.
Yeah.
You listen to this fucking podcast.
No, but isn't that a good idea? I don't mean to make it all.
That is so-
because
listen.
Your understanding is you get reincarnated as the nearest, most recently born thing.
Well, that's just science. If electricity comes off of a battery, it grounds onto the most conducting thing nearby.
Damn.
And I don't mean to make it. And that, yeah, that's right. And I don't
Sometimes, Jack, you are just so quick with this. I'm not kidding, dude. There's a
That's
genius.
because here's
within
why. Because I'm very. This is what's. But if I could summarize my brain, I'm very smart. I just don't know anything solid. So I could figure something out, but not anything that is real or matters or exists.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know if that
Gotcha.
even made sense. But here's the thing. I only speak on this topic so humorously and naughtily because I know that we're a comedy podcast and I want to make sure that people are, entertained. But the truth is, if people find out that reincarnation is real, that's the type of thing we're going to have to start worrying about. Once people find out what the afterlife is, we're going to have to start worrying about, is that a sweeter deal than what I have now? Am I going to, who's going to be in the workforce if they're all like, well, shit, would I rather work for $6 an hour trying to fucking sell sandwiches at the pool? Or would I rather just choke myself out right here and now with my own arms, wrap around my fucking neck? And then next thing you know, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be in a pool of gelatin, fucking flipping coins and eating them because gold is edible in heaven.
Crazy possible. I mean,
so
who
religion
knows?
actually has a larger responsibility than we realize, which is to make sure for everybody's sake, we better make sure that nobody finds out what is next.
And yeah, I mean, here's my thing is I think my hunch and what I've known since I was a child before I knew what reincarnation was, I knew my past life so well.
Right.
And I have been around since the beginning. Some people you guys are pretty new souls, I could tell. I have been fucking cursed and burdened with being a human being for millions of years. Right as we're evolving, I got consciousness first. Whatever, I was there with the Romans, the Egyptians, the fucking Greeks, the fucking Ottomans, everybody through Europe. I've seen so much, and sometimes it's a short life. Sometimes I'm a child soldier that
Eric
goes
has
crazy
been
in the
white
battlefield.
every past life, important to note.
Well, I don't. No, I'm not saying that. I that's not true. I've been every single race as well, and from every continent and country. But here's what's happening.
But
I'm
you
in
were a
the
child
greatest.
soldier in every single.
Well, but not by four. I volunteered because I was just that fucking crazy and that fucking patriotic for every country I lived in.
And this is your first. This is your first time trying out not being a veteran.
This is my first, and yeah, trust me, I was in both sides of the Crusades, fucking bodying people left and right, coming back as a little kid, getting revenge on the people that killed me, then to the other side. But here's what I'm feeling. My thought is this: I'm tired of being alive, and so what I want to do, because right now this is my final form, my greatest form. Whatever, a 30-year-old unemployed, laid off guy who's doing a podcast with about 2,000 listeners a week. And it's as good as it's going to get. And so I think personally I want to end this shit. So when I go, whenever that may be, maybe 200 years from now with the AI, maybe improvements to medicine and longevity, my soul's going up to the soul factory, whatever. Remember that? What's that movie? The new Pixar movie? With Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Up. No. Soul.
No. Soul.
It's called Soul. And they go back to that old place and then they drop back as a raindrop into a new person. I'm going to Thanos style shatter my soul into maybe 1 million pieces. And I'm going to send my soul down into 1 million children across the world. And they are going to be different. They're going to have intelligence like no one's ever seen. They're going to have fucking army skills like no one's ever seen. And they won't know it off the bat, but at age 10, something will click in them like Jason Bourne, where they go, I have to go right to New York City right now, or wherever. It's the meeting point. And all the children will get together and become one of the most powerful fucking armies and fucking take over the entire world and end reincarnation forever, because what reincarnation is torture. We do not want to be alive anymore and be an experiment for the universe. We want rest. We want to fucking take a break because we're done doing this experiment. Okay? And I'm sick of having been here so
right
long.
now, if you sign up for fucking $10,000, you can come to our suicide getaway weekend with Joy Tactics. What's more joyful than never having pain again, y'all? Joy Tactics. We fucking hit the wanted style bow and arrow.
Oh my god! If I could do wanted style bullet maneuvering, what would
Like
I
they
do?
got
I would go
JFK with.
crazy at the gun competitions.
All right, shall we play a little honesty game? I know that probably sounded like an edit, but it's not. I did just say that at that pace. Let's all go to our Google history or YouTube history and say what is our stuff. Is that a good idea?
Yep.
Let's do it.
All right. So I guess I'll start. Okay. The first thing I Googled was Thadec, THADEC. I don't know what that is. There was somebody making me mad on a news post about the DGA deal, and I Googled them to kind of fantasize about responding to them, but didn't really want to do that. I Googled sweet sentences, examples of sweet sentences, because I knew we were podcasting today, and I wanted to be nice. Which flight on 9/11 crashed in Virginia? I searched that earlier this morning.
This is all today.
Oh, I'm crazy. I wake up and I'm going, man. I woke up at 7:30 and I ate ice cream and started Googling.
Whoa.
This is
What do I-
mine.
Did you really have
Online.
ice cream this morning? That's not a joke.
All right. Did I have ice cream this morning? No. I had double chocolate quadratinis, chips and salsa,
Quadratinis.
and a slice of pizza. It was probably 9
It's
a.m.
equally as bad.
Damn. There's no wonder why we're feeling like shit. We need to treat our bodies like temples, like they instructed us in the Bible.
I treat my body like a temple that fucking I light on fire every weekend, and then I pray at during the week, and then that type of temple. The temple, the church of worshiping, not.
We need to have a
not doing
priest
good.
come on, a high priest in some sort of Orthodox type religion, something that not a lot of people are a part of, and we need them to bless us and do some type of ritual and ceremony on the podcast for us and cleanse some sort of spirits in our bodies.
Are there monks you think that remember from Dan Brown's trilogy Mona Lisa Smile? Not Mona. What is it? It's
Dan
the
Brown.
Da Vinci Code trilogy.
Oh yeah.
Where you have that crazy ass monk with the bleach blonde hair. He's whipping himself so bad. He's wrapping himself in barbed wire. Does anybody still do that, you think?
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
think people do that in some neighborhoods in Brooklyn too. But for
Being a
different
monk
reasons.
is like one of the worst lives you can possibly have. I think it's like torture, and then for 2 years, it's like at the end of your life, 89 through 92 is probably like you're just feeling like kind of good, but it's worth it because it's like it just feels amazing for those like 4 years at the end.
I think we should get a taste of what they go. I think I think we should get a taste of that, like barbed wire getting wrapped around their legs. Something to just like raise the stakes a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, they had back in the day. They had rituals for like people becoming men and women, and they would have to go out into like 300 style. They'd have to go out and like kill a wolf or something like that.
Right. The walkabout.
We would not have any. We have a society filled of ritualless children.
That's us.
There is
Damn, we
there is
know
no
history. We're
adults.
floating.
That's why we're such children, starting all these bitter fights with each other. Everyone's petty. It's because we haven't had to go out into the wilderness and, had your hands and legs tied up, and then they just like throw you out from a helicopter into the wilderness, and you have to crawl around and try to find like the nearest dandelion and live off of that for 3 months.
Nate,
why
you
don't
should
we
do a video where you do every step of the way, where you play the elders that give you the mission. You put on makeup and give yourself a little wig so you're like a kid again, and
Like
you
Eddie
get
Murphy
dropped.
style, like
Yeah, like a Norbit style, like yeah. And you got to go through this, dude, because I think you are really missing that.
And Nate, once you go through it, I really think if you're open to this, you should open this to the basically offering a Joy Tactics Bar Bat Mitzvah style service, where you study at some book that Nate wrote about a bunch of stories about his life and what's happened to him, and you study those stories, and then you have a ceremony where you read one of the stories of Nate's life, and then Nate like fucking puts a bag over your head, throws you in the back of an Uber, drives out. Or I guess maybe you have a car, and then fucking you drive out somewhere
it's
crazy,
Uber.
and he fucking puts rollerblades on your feet and pours cement in them so you can't get out, and puts fucking thumbtacks on your forehead so you can't scratch your eyeball without getting all scratched up on your palms.
God damn.
Just something that's basically saying, "Yup, now I'm a person. Now I'm a human
Yeah.
being. Now I'm ready to enter the workforce and provide
Right.
meaning to this world, and not just sit around and play Vampire Survivors for 6.5 hours a day, no matter what, even though you're in your 30s."
I want the patrons to sound off in the comments if you would pay Nate, or I think Nate would be best at it, but any one of us to serve as kind of like a daily scared straight thing right when you wake up. We'd come to your house and we'd terrorize you a little bit for about an hour with a loud bell and crazy sounds and kind of old ass clothing to make us look like ghosts and make you scared every single morning. Let us know if you
I would
want
wake
that.
your ass up with a fucking. You know how when you hear an ambulance go by and you're like, God, that's fucking loud. You close your ears, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's like 100 feet away and it's still
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah,
I
I
would
love
fucking
that.
like sneak into your house and put that shit right over your fucking head and turn that shit on full blast.
Oh, man.
Wake up, bitch! Fucking.
Yeah. I never got the adults were too nice to me growing up. They maybe didn't care about me and maybe tossed me aside and didn't consider me, but they were too nice to me. I needed someone to fucking throw me around. Not you know what I mean, but I need a little. Come on, Eric. A little more grit.
I had
Right.
an adult put me in a box and tape it shut and light fireworks on top of it.
Are you
That's what I'm
serious,
talking
Jack?
about.
I
Who?
am serious.
Who?
I'm not gonna
Who?
say
Who?
I'm not gonna say who it was, but it was someone who raised me.
A saint.
But
Sounds like
I'll
a
say
good
this.
person.
I'll say this: as someone who raised me who's missing a tooth. But I'll say this:
Oh, I know them.
everybody, yeah, well, everybody who, well, what we were just talking about there. It's funny because we at the duality of care. I'll say
Yes.
because we want. At the same time, look, where we started today, we're tired of starting out the day with hearing the worst things and with being thrown into reality like that.
Right.
And yet here we are 38 minutes and 36 seconds later, feeling like I maybe think it could be valuable to wake up with Nate licking my ear after eating a bunch of Carolina Reapers. That's...
You know what? I just remembered this. Jack, did you tell me to listen to Cat Williams' WTF interview?
No, I told you to watch his new special.
His WTF
Oh.
interview is fucking nuts.
I just listened to it. Sorry, I thought one of you guys told me to.
I think I
somebody
did.
told me
I
to
think I
listen
did,
to it.
Nate. I did.
Yeah, it might have been you, Eric, but that was crazy, and it just reminded me of like his life is. Whether did you believe him? Like I was
No, it has to be
like-
it has to be a lie.
What
So,
aspect?
he was. Just
I don't know. Walking around, where was he? Haiti for like 7 years.
Let me just like lay out some facts real quick. This might be a detour, but like I really and Mark Maron I thought did a great job of like just it's like
Playing
he's
along.
telling his life. Who knows if this is real or not? It's just like there's a lot of things in his life that just seem incredulous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Incredulous.
One, he left. He was a runaway at 13 and just got on like hitchhiked to Miami and lived in like a homeless encampment and stopped going to school. And he said that he would go to the library for 8 hours a day and just like study books. And he was like, I've read like
thousands of books.
He's like, I read like 4,000 books.
I think he said something like 100,000 books.
Yeah, it was like that was the first one that I was like, I don't know, like maybe you did, but like that sounds. And then Mark Maron was like, "What's your favorite one?" And he's like, "All of them." Like he gave like that answer, and I was like, "You're fucking lying, dude." Yeah. He was like, each one was. I just love them all in different ways, and he's like, "What specific?"
I believe.
Okay, here's another instance. He said that he was a door-to-door magazine salesman, and one of the doors he knocked on was a group of prostitutes that were crying because their pimp just got killed, and he became their pimp, like in like kind of the Santa. He was like in like the Santa Claus, like but the pimp version of it, and he just became their pimp. Which I don't know. I was like, that sounds like kind of crazy that somebody would trust a door-to-door salesman to just all of a sudden get into the pimping industry.
And what was the stuff about the FBI or like giving water to orphans in maybe Haiti or something?
He said he went on a mission trip for 2 years when he was like, and he said he was in the Marines.
Right.
But they figured out after basic training that he was underage. I was like, no way. Like he was like, they disbarred me after I went through basic training because they figured out I was like 16. And I was like, there's no way you could have gotten into basic training like they.
Well, he's from a different time. You're thinking about if that
maybe I don't know.
He's from the 80s.
He is 66 years old.
No, he's not. Cat Williams is not 66.
All right, he's 51. But you could believe it.
No.
You could believe it somehow.
Maybe.
Imagine
he does have some of the funniest stand-up of all fucking time.
Let me say this. I want to believe all that because that, like, Cat Williams is hilarious and he's just lived a crazy... Here's the fact. He's definitely lived a crazy-ass life that's different than a lot of people's. You know what I'm saying? And it built the person, and it seems like he had so many, like, crazy interactions as a kid that it just formed what you see today as the Cat Williams that is, you know. But he said his people are kind of turning on him and stuff.
Did you guys have friends when have we already talked about this on the podcast? Did you guys have friends growing up that were like the most crazy liars of all time?
Yes.
And I was the kid that believed you could lie to me 100 times and I'd be like, you're kidding me, dude. You guys know my most crazy thing that I believed when I was way too old?
What?
Everybody here knows that I would go sing at the retirement homes. Go sing the Christian hymns.
One of the most charitable. Yeah.
One of the best things you could ever done, and I did that with pride, and I always wanted to go. Anyways, one time, one of the kids' friends came along. This random, like, it was a homeschooled kid, so that we're off to an interesting start. And he is talking to me. He's a little older, and he's like, "Dude, yeah, I'm here with my dragon right now. Like, my dragon's right over there." And I think I was like 11 years old. I'm like, "What are you talking about, dude?" And he's like, "It just fucking hatched. Like, I'm the only one who can see it, though. Like, everybody has one if you like." But I would have to give it. And so he made up this like whole mythology about this, like everybody gets an invisible egg and you got to protect the egg. And then when you're of age, the egg hatches and you get your own type of dragon, and it might not be a dragon, it might be a different type of creature. And so he was like, you want the egg? And for some reason I believed every part of this. And I went home and I was like talking to the egg, put it under my bed and waiting for it to hatch, and it was invisible.
I'll say and this, then the child abductors missed out on you on you as a kid. Like you probably would have been the easiest.
Oh my god, the most pleasing. Like, hey, yeah, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
Do whatever. Oh snap, where we? Yeah. I would have been. No, but I think about that now and think, what was going on in my head? And maybe 2 days later, I was like, "Oh, this might not be real," but I wanted to believe so badly.
But we are missing out on that right now as adults. Is that believing in the mystical, because you were just a little child that was just like, wow, like maybe there are dragons. You know what I'm saying? And now we hear anything that's a little bit incredulous, like. Cat Williams becoming the Santa Claus fucking pimp, and we say, oh, that can't be true. But you know what I'm saying? Like I
We
think
have
there's
lost
something
the
to
magic.
believing. We've lost it.
everything.
We've lost the magic is out there, and I'm saying, you know, I hate to go back to Harry Potter. We haven't brought his ass up in a long time because people were sick of us talking about it. But you know about what the people who can't do magic in Harry Potter are, right? Muggles.
Uh-huh.
We have entered the world of Muggles, okay, and we're so
no.
satisfied living here, and we don't give a fuck. Can we rise
wanna
up and
be
bring
here.
the magic back, please?
Please, somebody
And
bring
Ron
it back.
DeSantis is trying to take it out of Florida by taking Disney away. You can't take that.
What the
magic
hell?
away
Where are they
from
gonna
us,
put
dude.
it? It's
And
not
I'll be
supposed-
right there with my fucking sword all sharpened. If
Oh,
you try
dude.
if you try to break into Disney World and destroy it, you have to go through me first, biatch.
I'll chain
DeSantis,
myself to the
Touching
highway.
those Splash
if
Mountain.
you become president, it is an instant assassination by me. I will say this: 100%, it's done for your ass, and I hope you. I hope your ass listens. And of course, I'm joking.
Damn.
Well played, Nate. Well
Ron
played.
DeSantis.
Yeah.
And why does he talk like this?
Does he?
I think he does have like a high voice. Not that that's bad. Not that that's bad at all. But
Nothing
it's
wrong with
funny
that.
the way that he's a bigot and so mean about everything.
Eric.
What?
Can I hear you do a crazy high voice?
Yeah. What do
This
you
is
want me
gonna
to
be
talk
funny.
about?
Okay, I want you really to make me laugh. So maybe talk about like, okay, I'm at Cinnabon and I just ordered some Cinnabuns, and you're back
Uh-huh.
there like making all sorts of mess, like putting your fingers in it and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh snap! Oh, it's all over my fingers.
You know what?
Thanks, Eric.
Let's get
That's
out of
like
here.
Mr. Simp. I'm doing
Let's
Mr.
get
Simp
out of here.
100%.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. Thanks, Eric.
I got the high voice game on lock. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
Can we
hear it.
do high
Touch that
voice
shit.
just for a little bit all together? Talk just normally.
Okay, man.
So what's some other good news?
Let's get back to the train derailment in India. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. I really don't think. You know
Man.
what? Everybody knows that I
Man.
got choked so hard on my windpipe in about 2015 that I lost my upper register.
By who?
A cop. Not that I was being
No.
arrested, but we were wrestling in a sanctioned environment when I was training in
jujitsu.
wrestling.
Fucking hell.
And I kind of let him choke me a little too long. I got a little greedy.
I just heard about. Can I tell you guys a story from my friend? This just
Yes.
reminded me of this. This is a crazy fucking story that.
Oh shit.
Okay, so this is my friend Matt, and we went to high school together, one of my best friends, and he told me this crazy story about him snowboarding, something that you would like to do, Eric.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this will be this might make you not want to go snowboarding, and our
Mm.
listeners out there, which seems hard to
no.
believe, but he got a concussion while he was on snowboarding, and he had a concussion before that, so it's like easier to get a concussion the next time your head gets hit. And he basically blacks out and is just kind of like sleepwalking into the forest of this mountain. And he's like calling people on his phone. He's calling his dad and like talking about past lives and stuff like that. And he said he remembers chucking his phone, like throwing it, and it's lost. He doesn't know where it's at. He takes off his board. He takes off all of his clothes and is just wandering into the forest. And he this is like 8 hours is going by as this
Oh my
happening.
God.
He's completely
no.
blacked out, like has no idea what's going on. And he eventually like gets to a highway and is flagging down cars, and he said the first car seemed like a creep, and even though he was in like an emaciated
He could tell.
state, he was like yeah, I'll take the next the next person that wants to help me.
Oh my god.
And they eventually helped him, and he had a really high ambulance bill because they had to get an ambulance.
Did he get him from the mountain?
They had to no, he eventually made his way to like the side of a road, but he was like wandering through the forest like with a blanket on and had lost all of his gear and everything. But crazy.
He had hypothermia?
He had hypothermia, and I think he was at the edge of death because you know how you're not supposed to sleep when you have a concussion.
And he went to bed.
Yeah. he was like, he fell asleep for like a tiny second, but it's like, I think he was like very close to dying.
Oh God.
So thank God he's
God
still here
damn.
with us.
Be
but
careful.
the snowboarding and these mountain sports, just don't do it.
Be
Play
careful.
video games.
No.
Sit inside of your house. Never go outside. Never do anything adventurous.
Or go with my
Just
ass and have
lose.
one of the most crazy times of your life.
Oh shit, Eric's
Okay.
no stranger to concussions.
Blue squares, no problem for me. Green
What?
circles, no problem for me. Black diamonds, that's what I can't do.
Eric, you are gonna be like kind of in your Ben Affleck style, past third divorce, skiing
Yeah.
on a mountain. You're so famous, but you're doing the worst fucking movies on the planet at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and you will die on a ski lift. So I just something in my head is just telling me that you're just do not go at that point in your career. Don't go snowboarding or skiing. Something just told me that from the heavens, dude.
Ski lifts are such a we pretend like they're normal, whatever. Have you been on them, Jack?
A ski lift?
Yeah,
Yeah, those are so cool. Why?
because I feel like they would be your worst fucking nightmare.
No,
They
I
are,
like a ski lift.
You do. It
As-
doesn't get to
As long
you.
as it's not more than 100 feet off the ground.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
The mountain that I grew up snowboarding on, it was like they had it was an old operation, and so at least when I was growing up, they used to have these old chairs that were just the two-seaters. Have you guys ever been on these? And they're like
No.
so rickety. You know, now they have these like Cadillac chairlifts that are like so smooth, and the lever comes down, or the like pole comes down, you hold on to that. These were just these rickety little like busted seat cushions, like steel chairs, and they were and you could swing them. Your friends could kind of swing it, and you'd be like, and there's no bar. I mean, if you fall off, that is at least a shattered fucking hip. You
or
know what I
a couple
mean?
points if you're gonna do a trick on the way down.
Hey, right, exactly. And wait, Nate, the past lives and the concussion makes me think of what happened on the ship in Costa Rica. That's my favorite story of all time. To that girl.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what was this? I don't remember.
Well, do you remember we went on the booze cruise in Costa Rica?
Oh,
And
yeah.
there were all those teens that were like fucked up on acid. They must have been like 20, 21.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one girl we saw her go out, and these were all kind of like super hippie type teens, like backpacking across Costa Rica. And the one girl goes out and she's looking out in the water, and I think you or Danny heard her say like, I just realized what my past life was. And she was crying.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? And then
Yeah.
their friend, so they're all fucked up on acid, Jack. You know this story. Do you know this?
I love it. Yeah.
And one of them they're all doing like flip. When they park the boat, we're all doing jumps off the top of the ship into the water. It's like maybe a 10-foot drop.
Uh-huh.
And this
That's
one
pretty
girl,
high.
is like scared, but then ends up like doing a belly flop kind of, and smacks her head on the water.
Ooh.
And when she's on acid, and when she comes out of the water, blood is coming out of her eyes. Do you remember this, Nate?
Yeah, I was laughing.
But then I think she must have got because she was asking like, "Am I okay?" And her friends are like, "I think so." But you can see that they're like so fucking scared because there's blood coming out of her eyeballs. Good God, that
Dude,
was.
Bad trip.
I'd be willing to bet a large sum of money that I've hit my head about 100 times more violently than any of y'all two in your lives combined.
What'd you smack that thing on?
Just growing up riding on that goddamn skateboard, I have had the craziest busted head injuries. You know, in the cartoon when it goes like this, boink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
I had a whole big old one coming out my forehead.
Can I
Yeah.
ask what is in those swellings? Is it just blood?
I have no idea.
Swollen
No, 'cause
tissue?
It's not squishy.
So what the hell is it? It's not muscle. Not like the muscle's all reconfiguring
Right.
to be
I
a
wonder.
bump.
'Cause
Nobody
is there a way
tells
to
us
do it on
this.
purpose and leave it there for good. Cosmetically, I don't know.
I
Maybe
don't
it's a new
fucking know.
limb.
Did you guys see this girl at Best Buy that got the display thing? She was working at the cashier, and like the display, whatever background behind her came crashing down
Oh,
and
no.
like hit her in the neck, and you see
Oh,
her
no.
going like holding her head, and she's still standing up. But the other employees rush over to like fix the display and don't check on her. But as
Wow.
it turns out, she had like some arteries severed
Oh no!
in her in her
Eric.
neck, and it gave her like multiple strokes, and she's like just now recovering.
God.
But that's how
No,
little
man,
these
I
fucking
didn't see
companies
that.
care
What the
about
fuck?
us.
What do you mean? Did we hear about what the fuck? What?
You didn't see this TikTok that I watched last night?
Oh, a TikTok. What are you?
God.
What is your? No,
I don't know
man,
why.
gotta
Why did
get-
I bring that up? Oh,
I
because of
gotta get-
injuries.
We are all inside of our own social media bubbles. Like
Oh,
we think
yeah.
that this is just the news that everybody knows about, but you are in your own echo chamber, Eric, and every
Yep.
video that you watch is telling you to keep on believing in the thing that you're believing. And I think that everyone on this podcast is just out of their minds and has no actual clue what's going on in the world. We've been so tortured by these news cycles in social media. You know what I'm saying? Which is where a lot of people are getting their news from these days, which I don't agree with. I think it should be the old-fashioned Channel 4 9 p.m. style news.
Yep.
With the graggly, alcoholic anchor.
Those people were part of my family. We would watch that shit every night until I asked to stop watching it because it was scaring me at about age 8.
That's
But-
how I feel about Fantasia Barrino.
Who's Fantasia Barrino?
Fantasia Barrino, Sanjaya Hudson. These are
Oh, American Idol.
just- yeah.
Oh. Ruben Studdard.
Man. All right, let's say what gave our asses joy this week, because as y'all know, we've been down, but we're coming
the news
back.
did not. The news has once again proven that the best lack all conviction and the worst speak with passionate intensity. Say it from the back. So,
Yep.
what gave us joy? Well, here, I'll get it going.
Please.
What gave me joy? We were out there on the picket line. I'll say it. Fuck it. I'm not afraid to admit it. And we were out there doing this thing. We're out there from 4 in the morning. Some people out there from 2 in the morning trying to shut down this whatever Ghostbusters production. Let them know we're disrupting here. And we felt like such fools because I think we thought we'd kind of messed up, but we just kept on keeping on and talking to all the people, crew, and extras, and they're all so nice. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they said, you know what? We're going to shut down for the rest of the day. And that felt like,
Respect.
A
You got
little
some
bit of-
respect.
a little bit of joy was injected into my brain after that. Then I went home and got a turkey sandwich with Thousand Island dressing.
Damn.
And then I fell asleep until 7 p.m.
That's excellent. Okay, what gave my ass joy? Well, let's see. Oh, I've been playing Chivalry 2, which you guys haven't been wanting to play with my ass. I'm playing it. I'm getting better than you can imagine with the axe, with the broadsword, with the fucking falchion sword. And that game is hard. It's basically, for everybody listening, it's a medieval multiplayer battle, okay? And it's hard. And you're slicing people and
It's
people are
very
slicing
hard.
you.
Ouch.
And I've been playing that and just getting some wild enjoyment out of it. And last night, I'll tell you what, I made some fried rice, and that shit was delicious. And I played Chivalry 2, ate my rice, and just had a little night in. So, you got to take the small wins. You have to take the small wins where you can get them.
Yep.
And trust me,
Small,
other
yep.
stuff is cooking that's going to bring me more joy than anybody's ever felt. But for now, it's a small win.
A small win looks mighty big in the mirror. You know what I mean?
That's right.
A small
That's
win
right.
looks full sized when it's looking at itself in the mirror.
Mhm.
Right.
Nate, we're all wondering, man.
Well, let's see here. I went about a 35-minute run, which is like kind of my
Whoa.
record right now with
Wow.
my back's all fucked up and I'm slowly getting back into running shape. But I can run so slowly. Like I'm afraid to like go really fast. And I've stopped going to physical therapy because I'm like, I think I don't really need to do this, I hope it's not a mistake. But I've just been slowly increasing my running and I'm like, okay, I think I might be like starting to just come back. Please God, can I just go out for a fucking run?
Because should we all do this body shot? We're changing our bodies by Christmas. It's
Yeah.
the Christmas challenge,
Oh shit.
and we'll show our shirtless bodies on Patreon, and then the comparison and kind of a little bit of the journey if you want to follow along. And if
By
you
the
want
way,
to see
we
that,
are-
sound off.
We are posting so many pictures of our bodies on Patreon. I don't think a lot of people know this. They think it's just
Mhm.
bonus episodes, but
No.
every day it's
No,
just
dude,
a
I'll
new
be
type
bored.
of
I'm
body.
just oh, it's 4 p.m. What am I gonna do? Hit the fucking elbow on the Patreon? Yeah, whatever.
Damn, we got this guy. We got this, guys. And to everybody out there struggling, not feeling so good, we got your backs. Literally, anything you need, money, support, let us know.
Let us know what gave you joy this week, because it's so easy to focus on the negative, and that's what they want us to.
That's right.
That's what the military-industrial American complex wants us to keep going further and further in this spiral of depression and sadness and anxiety. But guess what? You can claw your way out of it, and that's what we're doing right now. And what are you going to do? You're going to focus on the positive. You're going to focus on what's good going on in your life, and I want you to let us know in the goddamn fucking comments right the fuck now what the fuck gave you joy right now, please. And yeah.
Joy tactics. Peace.
Well, that concludes another incredible fucking episode of Joy Tactics. Head over to patreon.com/joytactics to unlock exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And make sure to follow us on social media, where we post fire TikToks and hilarious shit like that. And if you loved the shit you just listened to, make sure to subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. Thanks for listening, and remember, we are shaped by our thoughts, we become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves.